Hello. Hello.
கோமா நைட்டுல
స్విచ్ ఆఫ్ వస్తుంది అదేమన్నా ఆహా లేదు అవునా అయ్యో అయ్యో అవును
Hello.
Sir, it's audible, sir.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's clear, sir.
Okay. Can I share my screen?
So more.
Yeah, let me
more
check it, ma'am.
Sir, there, sir. We will start by sharp 9 o'clock, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. No, I want to check it. That's why.
Yeah. You can share it, sir. You can.
Okay. Now, could you able to see my screen? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Oh, okay. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It's clear.
Yes.
Okay. You can share your screen, ma'am, for the slides. Okay.
Anupama, madam, you can share your screens.
Yeah. YouTube వచ్చేసిందా లింక్?
I'm sending it to you, ma'am. 1 second.
Yeah.
అమ్మా అనిషా
Hello, madam.
వాట్సాప్ కి షేర్ చేస్తావా? హలో హలో వేదా
Anupama, shall we start, Amma? Hello, Anupama.
2 seconds.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, a very good morning to all of you. Greetings from RBVRR Women's College. A warm welcome to today's speaker, Dr. G. Rajkumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, and my dear participants. First, I thank our Principal, Dr. Achita Devi, and Head of the Department, Dr. V. Jeevan Jyoti, for their encouragement to conduct this program. Now, I request our Principal to say a few words about our college.
Thank you, Anupama. Good morning, everyone. I welcome all participants IR, GATE, IIT, JAM, and TAFR exams. I'm happy to announce that about 327 participants are attending this seminar. I would like to extend a special welcome to our guest, Dr. G. Rajkumar Garu, Assistant Professor, Vivekananda College, Thiruvedakam West, Madurai. Rajabahadur Venkatrama Reddy Women's College was established in 1954 by Hyderabad Mahila Vidya Sangam. It is affiliated to Osmania University. The college was granted autonomous status for UG courses in 1989 by the UGC, and it was extended to PG courses from 2010 to 11. The college was selected as College with Potential for Excellence. The college was re-accredited by NAC in its 4th cycle. Reddy College is the vision of great stalwarts like Sri Rajabahadur Venkatrama Reddy Garu, Sri Burgula Ramakrishna Rao Garu, Sri Madapati Hanumantrao Garu, and Sri K.V. Ranga Reddy Garu, and other stalwarts. The college also have very rare distinction that Sri Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the then Prime Minister of India, has laid the foundation stone, and then Vice President of India, Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, had inaugurated the college building. Srimati Indira Gandhi inaugurated the hostel building, and Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam has graced the Golden Jubilee celebrations. From humble beginnings, Reddy College has grown to a mammoth size with over 2,700 students on its rolls, providing hostel accommodation to more than 400 girls who hail from the remote areas of Telangana. It is the first college to introduce BSc with Forensic Science course, MSc Data Science in Telangana state. It is also probably the only college in India metros dedicated for the women education from poor families background. I wish this webinar Hello, Anupama.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. I'm Dr. Anupama, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, RBVRR Women's College. Now I am going to introduce our today's speaker, Dr. G. Rajkumar. So today's speaker, Dr. G. Rajkumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Vivekananda College, Madurai, Tamil Nadu. Dr. Rajkumar completed his PhD from Gandhigram Rural Institute, Tamil Nadu in 2016. In MSc, he is university second topper, and in BSc, gold medalist. He qualified 3 times set and got 70th rank in CSIR NET exam. He has delivered many guest lectures on various chemistry topics which are related to competitive examinations. He is a very good e-content developer and developed e-content on many chemistry topics, and he published and presented various research papers, and he achieved and awarded many awards. And in his engage, he is the inspiration to young faculty students. With this, now I request sir to begin the session.
Thank you, madam. So thank you for the nice
Thank you,
introduction. And first of all, thank the management of RBVRR College, and I also thank the principal madam. And I'm sharing my screen.
Announce that about 327 participants are.
Is it visible?
Yes,
screen.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, madam. So for another 1 hour, I'm going to discuss the important organic reagents for competitive examinations like CSIR, GATE, IIT JAM, and TAFR exam. So I request to all the participants, kindly mute your audio and video, and please do not annotate anything on the screen. So this is a learning outcome of my presentation. So at the end of my lecture, you will be able to solve the problems based on organic reagents in the competitive examinations like IIT JAM, TAFR, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research Examinations, CSIR, GATE examinations, PGTRB, and PhD entrance examination for postgraduate students. So this is the content of my presentation. So I'm going to discuss the important oxidizing reagents, as well as some reducing reagents and miscellaneous reagent, that is Simmons-Smith reagent. So I'm going to discuss the applications of all the reagents with examples, and also I'm going to discuss some problems and solutions asked in CSIR examination, GATE examination. So first reagent, that's oxidizing reagent, is a Jones reagent. So this is nothing but chromic trioxide in the presence of sulfuric acid and acetone. So this is the preparation of Jones reagent. So the role of Jones reagent is nothing but the oxidation of primary alcohol to carboxylic acid. This is a alcohol is treated with a reagent, that is a chromic trioxide in sulfuric acid and acetone. So the primary alcohols are oxidized into carboxylic acids. So in the case of secondary alcohols, what happens? It is oxidized to ketones. So in the first example, this is cyclohexanol. What happens when it is treated with the Jones reagent? So this is a secondary alcohol. So it is oxidized into a ketone, that is a cyclohexanone. So this is second example. So this is also a secondary alcohol. When it is treated with the Jones reagent, so the product is a ketone. So similarly, the third example is a secondary alcohol. The product is a ketone. So Jones reagent oxidizes primary alcohol into acid and secondary alcohol into a ketone. So this question is asked in GATE 2014 examination. So the reactant being a secondary alcohol, the product is a ketone. So the next reagent is PDC. It is nothing but a pyridinium dichromate. So it's a John Conforth, the first used PDC for industrial purposes, synthetic uses. He also got a Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1975 for his work on the stereochemistry of enzyme catalyzed reactions. So this is used for a mild and selective oxidizing agent of primary and secondary alcohols. So this is selective oxidation of allylic alcohol in the presence of other alcoholic groups. So it does not affect other alcoholic groups. It selectively oxidizes the allylic OH group. See, this is another example here. So when it is the reactant is treated with the PDC in the presence of solvent DCM, that is a dichloromethane, CH2Cl2. What happens here? This is allylic OH. It is oxidized into a carbonic compound, that is an aldehyde. So I'm not going to discuss the PCC, but I want to make a statement here. So PDC is less acidic than PCC. That's the pyridinium chlorochromate. Hence, it is more suitable for the oxidation of. So the role of a PCC and PDC is similar, but PCC cannot be used for acid sensitive compounds. We can use PDC for acid sensitive compounds like epoxide ring or enol ethers. And also the oxidation product depends on the solvents which we are using. See, so chromic acid, chromic trioxide, pyridine in water is known as PDC, that is a Conforth reagent. And PDC in DMF, that is a dimethyl formamide, then it is known as a Corey-Smith reagent. So what happens when it is treated with a non-conjugated alcohol? So the primary alcohol, when it is treated with PDC in DCM, the product is an aldehyde. At the same time, when PDC is in the presence of solvent, that is a dimethyl formamide, the product will be a carboxylic acid. But in the case of conjugated alcohol like allylic or benzylic alcohol, no matter what solvent we are using, the product will be an aldehyde. So this is important differentiation with respect to the solvent. So many of the questions asked in the CSAR or GATE examinations based on this type. So I'm going to discuss with examples. So non-conjugated alcohol, see here. So in the presence of dimethyl formamide, it's a polar solvent. So when it is treated in the presence of PDC, this OH group is oxidized into a carboxylic group. But when it is treated with dichloromethane, that is DCM, the product will be an aldehyde. Similarly, this is also non-conjugated alcohol. See what happens here. So this OH group oxidizes into a carboxylic acid group in the presence of dimethyl formamide. In the case of conjugated alcohols like allylic and benzylic, so primary alcohols always give aldehydes even in the presence of dimethyl formamide. We should not confuse with conjugated and non-conjugated alcohol. See here. So this is a benzyl alcohol. When it is treated with DMF, that is dimethyl formamide, it gives only aldehyde. So another example here. So this is also allylic OH group is there. When it is treated with the DMF, the product will be an aldehyde. So when it is in non-conjugated alcohol, the polarity of the solvent plays a major role. But in the case of conjugated alcohol, whether it is a DCM or a DMF, the product will be an aldehyde. So the acid sensitive groups such as enol ethers and epoxide are not affected during the oxidation of pyridinium dichromate. See here. So this is acid sensitive groups. It does not affect with the presence of PDC. It selectively oxidizes the alcohol group into an aldehyde. Similarly, epoxide ring is also not cleaved in the presence of PDC. It gives only oxidation of OH group into CHO. So I have given some of the examples here. So in the first example, so primary alcohol oxidation to aldehyde. See, this is allyl and this is secondary. So this is also in the allyl position. So here in the last examples, this acid sensitive group is not affected by the PDC in the presence of DCM. So another important oxidizing reagent is potassium permanganate. So the role of potassium permanganate is nothing but the cis dihydroxylation of alkenes, and it preferentially attacks electron deficient double bonds under mild condition. So potassium permanganate can affect conversion of alkenes to glycol, and it is a powerful oxidant that it can cleave the glycol further. So careful control is required when we perform the reactions. So this is used for the oxidation of alkenes into cis diol or syn diol. So both side attack can take place. See, this is a mechanism. First step is the cycloaddition of permanganate, and second step is the hydrolysis of permanganate to syn diol. So alkanes are also oxidized into a diketones. See, so the alkanes is treated with the potassium permanganate. What happens? First step is the formation of a 1,2-diol, that is a syn diol. Then one of the OH group is further oxidized into a keto group. Then there will be a keto enol tautomerism. So product will be 1,2 diketones. And it also oxidizes terminal alkynes into carboxylic acid in the presence of potassium permanganate. So it also oxidizes the aromatic side chain. So when toluene is treated with the potassium permanganate, what happens? The aromatic side chain, that is CH3 group, is also oxidized into COOH group. And tertiary alkyl amines can also be oxidized to nitro compounds. See, amine compounds, when it is treated with the potassium permanganate, so it is oxidized into a nitro group. And it also oxidizes the sulfides, the sulfide group into sulfoxides, potassium permanganate. So another reagent is osmium tetroxide. So this is similar to potassium permanganate. It is also used for the dihydroxylation of alkenes, but osmium tetroxide is electrophilic in nature, hence any electron withdrawing groups connected to the carbon-carbon double bond retard the dihydroxylation. So this is in contrast to the oxidation of alkenes. So we have seen in the case of potassium permanganate, what happens? The only electron deficient double bonds, but osmium tetroxide attacks only electron rich double bonds. See here, so this is a syn diol, the syn dihydroxylations of alkenes by osmium tetroxide. So this is the mechanism here. I am going here. So this is the mechanism. The first step is the formation of osmate ester. The second step is the hydrolysis to give bisphenol diol. So bisphenol diol is nothing but 1,2 diol. So the stereochemistry syn addition only is possible. So there is no anti-addition in the case of potassium permanganate as well as osmium tetroxide. So both gives syn diol or cis diol. So the common reducing agents used in cleavage of phosphate ester is lithium aluminum hydride or hydrogen sulfide, potassium sulfide. The commonly used is sodium. Dihydroxylations can be accelerated by the presence of any tertiary amines such as pyridine or quinopyridine or derivatives of dihydroquinone or dihydroquinone can accelerate the dihydroxylation of alkenes. So then the selectivity of the hydroxyl group. So it is directed by the already presented hydroxyl group. See, in the first example, the hydroxyl group is in the back side. So the syn diol, that is 1,2 diol, the stereochemistry is decided by the already presented OH group. So if it is in the backside attacks is predominant. So in another example also, see the stereochemistry of hydroxyl groups. It is in the backside. So 1,2 diol, that is 1,2, both hydroxyl groups being a syn addition. So the third example is also here. There is a bulky group. So the hydroxyl group is protected by trimethyl silyl group. Then backside attack is not possible. Then the product stereochemistry will be the front side attack. So here NMO, that is a N-methyl morpholine N-oxide can be used as a catalyst here. And another important thing is, so it will not affect the other functional groups such as the hydroxyl group or aldehyde group or carbonyl group. And the important thing here is when there is more than one double bond, then preferential hydroxylation takes place, the one with the more substituent here. So there are three double bonds are there, but the hydroxylation takes place only in this carbon-carbon double bond being more highly substituted. So I'm going to summarize two things, that is potassium permanganate and osmium tetroxide. So both are used for syn dihydroxylation of alkenes, but potassium permanganate attacks electron deficient double bonds, but osmium tetroxide attacks electron rich double bonds. So I'm coming to the reducing reagents. Lithium aluminum hydride, this is a strong reducing agent. It's a hydride transfer. So it reduces all the carbonyl compounds, almost aldehydes, ketones, esters, lactones, and carboxylic acid, anhydrides, and epoxide into an alcohols. And amides, iminium ions, and nitriles, aliphatic nitro compounds, and oximes into amine compounds. So in the first example, so the reactant is amide, so the product will be an amine. So in the second example also it's a cyclic amide, lactam. When it is treated with the lithium aluminum hydride, the product will be an amine. The third example here, so the reactant is an epoxide. When it is treated with the lithium aluminum hydride, being a strong reducing agent, it reduces epoxide into an alcohol. Another important role of lithium aluminum hydride is the partial hydrogenation of alkynes into alkenes. So when there is a carbon-carbon triple bond, then when it is treated with the lithium aluminum hydride, the product will be a transalkene. So the stereochemistry geometry is very, very important here. Alkyne into a transalkene. So another important thing here, it will not reduce unactivated alkenes and alkynes. So it does not react with the simple alkenes and alkynes. And it does not affect the isolated carbon-carbon double bond. So see here, so this carbon-carbon double bond is not in conjugation with this carbonyl. So it does not affect the isolated carbon-carbon double bond. It reduces the CHO into CH2OH, that is an alcohol, and the conjugated double bonds are reduced depends on reaction conditions. If I want to reduce the conjugated double bond, see here, So this is cinnamaldehyde. What happens? So this carbonate, that is CHO group, is also reduced into CH2OH, and it also reduces the alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond into a saturated one. But if I want to reduce selectively this CHO group, but I should not disturb this carbon-carbon double bond, then I should carry out the reaction at very low temperature. So this is very, very important, because a lot of questions are asked in CSR examination based on this type of reactions. So we have to carry out the reaction at very low temperature, then this carbon-carbon double bond, that is alpha beta unsaturated bond, will not reduced by the lithium aluminum hydride. See, I have given one reaction. So the reaction condition is lithium aluminum hydride at very low temperature. So it selectively reduces the carbonyl group into a alcohol group, but it does not affect the alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond. See here. So this is ester group. When it is treated with lithium aluminum hydride, it reduces the ester into an alcohol, CH2OH, and also reduces the tosyl group into a alkane. So this question is asked in IIT JAM 2019. So another reducing agent is sodium borohydride. So this is a mild and chemoselective reducing agent for carbonyl groups, and it reduces aldehyde and ketones into alcohols, but it does not reduce any esters or epoxide or lactones or carboxylic acid, nitriles or nitro group or amides. It is selectively reduces only aldehyde and ketones into an alcohol. So what happens here? The first example. So there are two functional groups are there. One is CHO and methoxy group is there, but it does not affect this ether group. In the second example, so this is a keto group. What happens when it is treated with sodium borohydride? This keto group is reduced into a secondary alcohol. The third example, cyclohexanone. When it is treated with sodium borohydride, it gives a cyclohexanol. See, so there are here ester group is there, carbonyl group is also there, but it selectively reduces the carbonyl group. It does not affect the ester group. And also any alkyl halides, it does not disturb any alkyl halides. It reduces only the carbonyl group. And the nitro group is also not affected by the presence of sodium borohydride. So in the last example, so both carbonyl group, that is C double bond O, is also reduced into CHOH, and the alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond is also reduced to a saturated one in the presence of sodium borohydride. The reactivity order of sodium borohydride and lithium aluminum hydride, see here. So lithium aluminum hydride being a strong reducing agent, it reduces all the carbonyl groups, that is aldehyde, ketone, ester, amide, carboxylic acid, but sodium borohydride reduces only aldehyde, ketone, ester, amide, carboxylic acid, will not reduced by sodium borohydride. So here, so there is ester group, and there is a carbonyl aldehyde group is there. So when it is treated with sodium borohydride, it's a mild reducing agent and also very selective in nature. It reduces only the aldehyde group. It does not affect the ester group. So this question is asked in IIT JAM 2019 examination. So in the second example, what happens? So lithium aluminum hydride, when it is treated, it cleaves the bond lactone into diol. It's a dihydroxy product. This question is also asked in the CSIR June 2013 examination. And sodium borohydride in cerium salts. This is a very, very chemoselective nature. So chemoselectivity means when there is two functional groups, it selectively reduces only one of the functional groups. So the sodium borohydride in the presence of cerium salts, what happens? The selective reduction of carbonyl group in the presence of alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond. See here. So when it is treated with sodium borohydride alone, it reduces both C double bond O, that is a carbonyl group into alcohol, and also reduces alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond into a saturated one. But when it is treated with in the presence of cerium salts, that is cerium chloride, So here only CO bond, that is a carbonyl group is reduced. The carbon-carbon double bond is not affected in the presence of cerium salts. This is chemoselectivity. So this is known as a Lucci reduction. And also the reduction of ketones takes place in the presence of aldehydes. So when there is both aldehyde and ketone group is there, when we treat the reactant with sodium borohydrate in cerium salts, it reduces only ketones. See here. So keto group is also there, aldehyde group is also there. When it is treated with sodium borohydrate in presence of cerium salts, what happens? Only this keto group is reduced into an alcohol group. So this aldehyde group is not affected by the sodium borohydrate in cerium salts. So this question is asked in CSIR June 2013. What happens? They have given the reactant. So the reagent is sodium borohydrate in cerium salts. What happens? It selectively, that is a chemoselectivity. The product will be an alcohol. So this alpha beta unsaturated bond is not affected in the presence of cerium salt. But if they have given only sodium borohydrate, what would happen? The product will be, so it reduces both the C double bond O into COH, CHOH, and it also reduces carbon-carbon double bond into a saturated one when it is treated only in the presence of sodium borohydrate. So another important reducing reagent is lithium borohydrate. So this is similar to the previous one, but it is selective in nature. It used to reduce the ester. So lithium salt offers more advantages. So being a stronger reducing agent and highly soluble in ethers, and it is also safer to handle than lithium aluminum hydride. So lithium borohydrate is a stronger reducing agent than sodium borohydrate. So this enhanced reactivity is due to the polarization of carbonate substrate by complexation of lithium ion. What happens? So this is used for the reduction of esters into alcohols. The first example, the reactant is ester. When it is treated with the lithium borohydrate, the product will be an alcohol. The second example, it is used for the reduction of primary amide into an amine. It also reduces all the carbonyl groups, that is aldehyde, ketones, epoxides, and several functional groups can also be reduced in the presence of lithium borohydrate. But as far as the chemoselectivity is concerned, what happens? It selectively reduces the esters in the presence of carboxylic acids, amide, and nitrites. In the first example here, so here there are two functional groups are there. One is carboxylic acid is there and ester group is there. When it is treated with lithium borohydrate, this is selective in nature. It is selectively reduces the ester group. It does not affect the carboxylic acid group. So the ester group is reduced into an alcohol. COOET is reduced into CH2OH. In the second example here, so here there is a carboxylic acid is there, ester group is there. It does not affect the carboxylic acid. It reduces only the ester group into an alcohol. So in the examples also here what happens? So this is selective reduction of esters. See, so there is ester group is selectively reduced to an alcohol group, but there are some amide group is also there, but it does not affect amide groups. This is selective in nature. So another important reducing reagent is borane dimethyl sulfide. So simply we call it as BMS. First, we should know the boron reagent. So boron reagent is used for the hydroboration oxidation reaction. So see here, when it is treated with alkene, what happens? Hydroboration takes place, and the second step is the oxidation with the hydrogen peroxide in the presence of a base. The product will be an alcohol. So this is the anti-Markovnikov of addition of water across the double bond. So anti-Markovnikov of addition means what happens? So the positive part of the water, that is H plus, is added to the carbon bearing less number of hydrogen atom, and the hydroxyl group, that is a negative part of the water, will be added to the carbon bearing more number of hydrogen bond. So in the reactant, so this position is having 2 hydrogen atoms, then OH groups are added to this carbon, and hydrogen is added to, will be added to this carbon. This is anti-Markovnikov addition of water across the carbon-carbon double bond when it is used with borane. But BMS is a complex borane reagent that is also used for hydroboration and reduction reactions. So hydroborations, because this is very useful as part of as far as the experimental setup is concerned. So it has become common in hydroboration reactions. It liberates borane. In situ liberation of borane, which rapidly adds to the carbon-carbon double bond to give an alcohol as the product. And the resulting organoborane compounds are useful intermediates in many of the organic synthesis. So borane and BMS has been employed for the reduction of many functional groups like aldehydes, ketones, epoxides, esters, carboxylic acid into an alcohol, and lactones into diols, nitriles into amines. That is a cyanide group. CN is reduced into NH2. But it does not affect acid chlorides and nitro groups of borane or BMS. I have another 30 minutes. So it is used for the direct reduction of carboxylic acid into alcohol. So consider the reactant. There is acid group is there. When it is treated with the BH3 dimethyl sulfide BMS, what happens? It is reduced into an alcohol. And the reduction of esters into alcohols. See here, there is ester group. When it is treated with the BMS, that is a borane dimethyl sulfide, the product will be an alcohol. It does not affect other functional groups. And it is used for the reduction of nitrates into amines. See, so this is CN group, that is a cyanide group, that is a nitrile group is reduced into an amine compound. Chemoselectivity. So this is a selective reduction of carboxylic acid into alcohol. This is very important because so many questions are asked in competitive examinations. So I'm going to give some examples. So what happens when there is presence of two functional groups, that is acid group is also there and ester group is also there. So when it is treated with the borane reagents, BH3, what happens? It selectively reduces the carboxylic acid into an alcohol. It does not affect the ester group. See here, it selectively reduces the COOH into CH2OH. It does not affect the ester group. Another example, so there is a COOH group is there and methox COOMe group is there. Ester group is also there. What happens when it is treated with the borane? It selectively reduces carboxylic acid, that is COOH into CH2OH. It does not affect the ester group. Even in the presence of ketone. So in the next example, see here, in the reactant, there is a keto group is also there and carboxyl group is also there. When it is treated with the borane reagent, what happens? It selectively reduces the carboxylic acid. It does not affect the keto group, COOH into CH2OH. And also used for the selective reduction of amide into amine in the presence of an ester. See here, this is amide group is there, ester group is there. When it is treated with the borane reagent in the presence of tetrahydrofuran as a solvent, what happens? This amide is reduced into amine. This ester group is not affected. Another example here. So this is also amide, but what happens? The product is an amine. So I want to make a clear statement here. So borane, that is a BH3 and lithium borohydride are having opposite selectivities. That means, so borane reagent, it reduces the carboxylic acid into alcohol in the presence of ester. See, so this example we have seen previously. So when both the carboxyl group and ester group is there in the reactant, when it is treated with the borane reagent, the product is the selective reduction of acid into an alcohol. It does not affect the ester group. In the second step, that is a lactone formation in the presence of acid. But lithium borohydride. So this is used for the reduction of ester in the presence of acid. So borane reagent used for the reduction of carboxylic acid in the presence of ester. This lithium borohydride have opposite selectivity. This is used for the selective reduction of ester in the presence of acid. See, the same reactant, when it is treated with the lithium borohydride, it selectively reduces the ester group, that is COOET into CH2OH. This acid group is not affected by lithium borohydride. The second step is the lactone formation in the presence of acid. The product of lithium borohydride and boron reagents. They are enantiomers. They have mirror images. So the students should get confused in which side carbonyl groups are formed. So I'm going to tell simply. So see the first reaction. In which side carbonyl group is there? When it is treated with the boron, so this ester group is not affected. This carboxylic group is reduced by the CH2OH. So carbonyl group is in the ester side. So this carbonyl group, that is a C double bond O, should be in the left side of the oxygen atom. In the second example, see, when it is treated with lithium borohydride, it reduces ester into CH2OH, and the carbonyl group is in the carboxylic functional, that is carboxylic acid group. Hence, C double bond O should be present to the right of the oxygen. So I'm going, because this question is asked in a CSL examination. So that's why I am taking much time here. So another important miscellaneous reagent is a Simmons-Smith reagent. It was first used in Simmons and Ronald D. Smith. So this is used for the cyclopropanation of alkenes. So the reagent is a diiodomethane, that is a CH2I2 in the presence of zinc copper couple. The reactant is an alkene. The product is a cyclopropane. See? Cyclohexene, when it is treated with diiodomethane and zinc copper, so there is a cyclopropanation of unsaturated bond, that is a carbon-carbon double bond. So this is the mechanism. First step is the insertion of zinc. There is a cyclopropanation. The product is the cyclopropanation of alkene. So this reagent has a wide functional group tolerance. So it does not affect other functional groups like alkynes, carbonyls, or alcohol groups, or ethers and others. It proceeds stereo specifically. So here there is carboxylic acid group is also there. When it is treated with the Simmons-Smith reagent, so the cyclopropanation takes place only to the unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond. It does not affect the carboxylic group. See here. So hydroxyl group is there. It does not affected by the hydroxyl group. So there is a cyclopropanation of carbon-carbon double bond. So the cyclopropanation usually takes place from the less hindered phase. That is very, very important. And it also activated by the electron donating groups. So the configuration of the double bond is preserved. It does not do anything with the configuration of the double bond, and the reaction is highly stereo specific. So another important thing here. So when there is a presence of hydroxyl group, what happens? It directs the cyclopropanation cis to the hydroxyl group, because the zinc coordinates with the alcohol. The Simmons-Smith reagent, that zinc coordinates strongly with the hydroxyl group, and it directs the propanation cis to the hydroxyl group. See here, the reactant, the hydroxyl group is in the wedge position, that is in the above the ring. When it is treated with the Simmons-Smith reagent, that is a diiodomethane and zinc copper couple, cyclopropanation takes place. As far as the stereochemistry is concerned, so the stereochemistry of the cyclopropanation is with respect to the hydroxyl group. If it is in the wedge bond, the cyclopropanation is also in the wedge position. That is above phase or in the below phase. See here. So this hydroxyl group is in the below the plane. The cyclopropanation is also in the same direction. And the product is cis with respect to hydroxyl group. So this question is asked in December 2011 examination. So when the reactant is treated with the diiodomethane, CH2I2, zinc copper couple, the product will be here. There is unsaturated, the carbon-carbon double bond is also there. There is alpha beta unsaturated double bond is also there. Then isolated double bond is also there. So we should not confuse with the alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond. But Simmons-Smith reagent, cyclopropanation takes place only to the isolated carbon-carbon double bond. So this carbon-carbon double bond, cyclopropanation takes place. So it will not affect the alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond here. So far we have discussed 10 important organic reagents for competitive examinations. So now I'm going to discuss some questions asked in competitive examinations, IIT, JAM, TFR, CSIR, and GATE examination with solutions. So the first question asked in JAM 2015. So identify the correct reagents required for the following transformation. So they have given the reactant and product. We have to identify the correct reagents. So what happens? So here in the first step, so there is a protection of aldehyde group. So aldehyde group is also there. Ester group is also there. The ethylene glycol, when it is used for the protection of aldehyde group. So there is a protection of CHO group. And the second step is the lithium aluminum hydride. Is a strong reducing agent. It reduces ester into an alcohol. The third step is the hydrolysis. So hydrolysis means the deep protection of already protected aldehyde group. So there is a deep protection. The product obtained is the same. So hence the answer is C. The second question. So predict the product obtained in the following reaction. This question is asked in TAFR 2019 examination. They have given the reactant, reagents. We have to identify the product. So we should know. So the role of reagents. See, sodium borohydride in the presence of cerium salts. So this we have seen this is very chemoselective. So there is a ester functional group is there, aldehyde group is also there, carbonyl group, there is a keto group is also there. So this reagent is used for chemoselectivity. If it is no cerium salts, when only sodium borohydride, it reduces carbonyl group, that the aldehyde and ketone reduces both. It does not affect the ester group, but they have given cerium salts. That is a chemoselectivity. The reduction of ketone takes place in the presence of aldehyde. It does not do anything with the aldehyde and ester. So in the option A only, there is a reduction of keto group into hydroxyl group. But in the case of option B, what happens? So this aldehyde group is also reduced. In option C, this ester group is also reduced. They have given option D, all of this. It is not possible. So hence the answer is option A. Another question is asked in CSIR December 2011 examination. So the major product formed the following reaction. They have given the reactant. The reagent is lithium aluminum hydride. We have to see the reaction conditions. They have given minus 70 degrees centigrade. So at very low temperature, what happens? It selectively reduces this carbonyl group. The role of lithium aluminum hydride is the reduction of ketone into an alcohol. It also reduces the alpha beta unsaturated carbon carbon double bond. But the reaction condition is at minus 70 degrees centigrade. So at very low temperature, the lithium aluminum hydride does not reduce alpha beta unsaturated carbon carbon double bond. So look at the options here. In option A, so this carbonyl, that is a keto group, is reduced into hydroxyl group. In option B, is also the same product. Option C, what happens? This is not reduced. This C double bond O is not reduced in option C. Hence, option C is not possible. In option D, what happens? It reduces both the carbonyl and carbon-carbon double bond. Okay. One request from the organizing committee. So look at the options. So option C is not also possible, and option D is also not possible, because in option D there is a reduction of alpha beta unsaturated carbon carbon double bond. So option A and B is possible. As far as the stereochemistry is concerned, so we have to look here. We have to apply the Cramp's rule. So I don't want to take much time on Cramp's rule. So the option is answer A. What happens? This is opposite stereochemistry with respect to the methyl group. So another question is asked in CSIR December 2011. Identify the appropriate reagents A and B in the following reactions. So they have given the reactant. So in the first step, what happens? In A, that ester group, that is a COO ET group, is reduced. You should know. So in the options, lithium aluminum hydride, they have given. So the role of lithium aluminum hydride being a strong reducing agent, it reduces both acid and ester group. But boron reagents, it reduces the acid in the presence of an ester. Lithium borohydride, this is just opposite selectivity of boron. So reduction of ester in presence of acid. Hence, answer is option C. So I am going to give the detailed discussion here. So there is a BMS, boron dimethyl sulfide. What happens? It reduces the acid group, that is a COOH into a CH2 group. The second step is the lactone formation. So what this carbonyl group? So this ester group has carbonyl group. Hence, this C double bond O is to be left side from the oxygen atom. In the case of lithium borohydride, what happens? It reduces the ester into alcohol. This ester group is reduced into CH2OH. Carbonyl group is present in carboxylic acid, that is a COOH. Hence, this C double bond O should be present to the right of the oxygen atom. So another question, so asked in June 2012, they have given two reaction conditions. What happens in the first step? So this allyl carbon-carbon double bond, so cyclopropanation takes place. In the case of reagent B, what happens? So there is a cyclopropanation of alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond. So we have seen the role of Simmons-Smith reagent. What happens? Simmons-Smith reagent cyclopropanation takes place only so allylic double bonds. It does not do anything with the alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond. What happens? So look at the stereochemistry of this. So this cyclopropanation directed by the hydroxyl group. That is the product is cis to the hydroxyl group. So they have given the answers. Sorry, I have missed the options. No problem. So the A is Simmons-Smith reagent, B is sulfonium halide. So sulfonium, when I use sulfonium halide, cyclopropanation of alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond takes place. There is a unstabilized sulfur halide also there. So the role of sulfide halides, there will be a cyclopropanation of carbonyl group. So there are so many questions asked in stabilized sulfonium halides and unstabilized sulfur halides. So sulfonium halides, cyclopropanation of takes place in the place of alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond, and unstabilized sulfur halides, cyclopropanation takes place to the carbonyl group. So another example, so another question asked in June 2013. So they have given so when alpha pinene, when it is treated with the dilute alkaline potassium permanganate, produces diol, which on further oxidation with the chromium trioxide gives a product A, which undergoes a positive haloform test. So the compound is. So they have given the options. See, alpha, this is alpha pinene. When it is treated with the potassium permanganate, what happens? There is a syn dihydroxylation of carbon-carbon double bond. So there is a formation of syn diol. And the second step, when it is treated with the chromic acid, it's a strong oxidizing reagent. It cleaves the diol, that is this bond, and gives ketocarboxylic acid. And they have also given the product will undergo a positive haloform test. So the positive haloform test will be given by methyl keto group. So in the reactor, in the given options, option C is having a methyl keto group. Hence, the answer is option C. Another question, among the following, the suitable reagents for the given transformations. So they have given the reactant and product. We have to identify the correct reagent. This question is asked in, so I have 10 more minutes. This question is asked in GATE 2020. So what happens? Look at the product. So there is a chemoselective reduction. So carbonyl group is also there, and carbon-carbon double bond, that's alpha beta unsaturated bond is also there, but it selectively reduces the keto group into an alcohol. Look at the options. So in the option, hydrogen palladium, that is hydrogenation takes place. Then product would have been a saturated one. Second is a hydrazine. So hydrazine is used for Wolff-Kishner reduction. So there is a C carbonyl group into a CH2 group would have been there. And option C, sodium borohydride in cerium salts. What happens? There is a selective reduction of keto group into an alcohol. It does not do anything with the alpha beta unsaturated carbon-carbon double bond. If the reagent sodium borohydride they have given both the keto group, there is a C double bond O group, and this carbon-carbon double bond group is also reduced to a product. So hence option is answer C. So the major product formed in the following reactions. This question is asked in 2019 examinations. So look at the reactant. So there is a ester group is there. There is a carboxylic acid group is also there. The reagent is a borane. Diborane they have given the first step. Second step is they have given acid. So these are all the options. What would be the product? The role of borane reagent, so the reduction of acid in presence of ester. So this acid is been reduced into alcohol. That is a CH2OH. Then we can eliminate the option C and D because there is no cyclic ester. So the lactone formation takes place in the second step. Hence option C and D can be eliminated. So the correct answers may be option A and B. So look at this carbonyl group, that is C double bond O. So here in the option A, this C double bond O is present in the left side of the oxygen atom. In option B, this carbonyl is to the right of the oxygen atom. Look at the role of diborane. The reduction of acid takes place. So this COOH is reduced into CH2OH. Then carbonyl group should be in the right side of the oxygen atom. That is the ester group is having a carbonyl group, that is C double bond O group. Hence answer is option B. So look at the mechanism here. So the reduction of acid into alcohol. So this is the product. So these are all some references taken from some reacts from Claydon chemistry, and I have taken William Arthur's modern methods of organic synthesis. I have taken some of the notes from Swayam NPTEL. It's a course on organic synthesis. They have given a lot of information regarding the organic reagents, reducing reagents, oxidizing reagents, other chromium-based reagents, manganese-based reagents. So you can go through this course. There is a Swayam NPTEL course on organic synthesis. It's a course instructor is a Krishna P. Kaliyappan. So I have to acknowledge all of them. So based on my presentation, I have created one free online quiz. So just log on to www.testmos.com/3478132. So there will be 10 questions. I have set the time limit of 10 minutes. So it comprises of multiple choice questions, so fill in the blanks and true or false. So once you log on, so there will be a and enter your email ID, then start the examination. So at the end of the examination, you can able to see your score. So that is a real outcome of today's presentation. So this is a free online quiz. I request all the participants to take a screenshot of this slide and attempt the quiz and kindly submit your feedback. So acknowledgement, I have to thank the management of RBVRR Women's College, Hyderabad. And I also thank the principal madam of RBVRR Women's College. I have to thank the Department of Chemistry, the Department of RBVRR Women's College. I have to thank the organizing committee of this webinar. I have to personally thank Anupama madam for the opportunity given to me. And I also thank our management and the principal and secretary of Vivekananda College, Madurai, Tamil Nadu. And I have to thank all the participants for spending your time here. And thank you very much. If you have any queries, you can ask in the chat session. So over to the organizing committee. Hello, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Ma'am,
Okay.
over to Anupama, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for your extraordinary lecture on organic reagents. And I thank all the participants from various parts of the country to make this event successful. We received about 300 registrations, sir. So now I invite Akila to propose vote of thanks. Akila.
1 second, ma'am. Akila, go ahead, ma'am.
Myself, Akila, pursuing MSc Organic Chemistry second year in RBVRR Women's College. Today, I would like to present a vote of thanks to the people who made this event very successful. I, on behalf of my college, RBVRR fraternity present over webinar, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to our speaker, Dr. G. Rajkumar sir, Assistant Professor, Vivekananda College, Madurai, for presenting, for giving a presentation on the important topic that is organic reagents, which is very useful in competitive exams like CSIR, IIT JAM, and GATE. Thank you, sir, for making an excellent presentation and making this webinar interesting and meaningful.
Thank you.
Not only today's speaker, I would also like to thank and express my profound gratitude to our principal, Dr. Achyuta Devi ma'am, our HOD ma'am, Dr. Jeevan Jyoti ma'am, and Anupama ma'am for their moral support, guidance, and encouragement in every aspects in our life, in our college life. Thank you, ma'am, for organizing such an excellent webinars. Finally, all the participants who have turned up in such a great numbers, not only from our college but also from other colleges. Thank you all so much for your great cooperation. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akila. Thank you, everyone, very much. And now, finally, I thank our ICT coordinator, Vedashri, who has made all these arrangements successfully.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, Veda.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you, madam. Thank you all.
Are there any queries from the chat box?
I think there are no questions. And one participant asked to please make organometallic reagent. So I will take in the another next webinar. And
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much
no question,
for your kind acceptance and given wonderful lecture, which is very much useful to the students and also the young faculty. Sir is just completed in 2016 his PhD, and he achieved highly good in subject, and he is inspiration to the young faculty and students. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I thank the organizing committee. And I also thank the principal, madam, management of RBVRR Women's College. So thank our management, our secretary, our principal, and I thank all the participants. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Anupama, ma'am, shall I close the session? Shall I end the session, ma'am? Anupama, ma'am?